Thank you for viewing this step-by-step guide to the 2021-22 Verification Worksheet created by the Department of Financial Aid, Student Employment, and Military Benefits at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. In this video, we will explain what verification is and assist you with common questions that can arise when completing your verification worksheet. Let's get started. First, let's look at what verification is. Verification is the process your school uses to confirm that the data reported on your FAFSA form is accurate. If you're selected for verification, your school will request additional documents that confirms the information you reported. Please do not take this as something was done wrong. As many as 30% of FAFSAs are selected for verification at random by the Department of Education, and some schools verify all students' FAFSA information. UW-Milwaukee's policy is to only request documents for those students who are selected for verification by the Department of Education, or when there is clearly an error that can easily be resolved with the collected documentation. Since we are all human and mistakes do happen, please know that the Financial Aid Office can make any needed corrections or updates to the FAFSA for you. There is no need to worry about making any updates to your FAFSA yourself, typically. All you need to do is provide the documentation we ask for, and we will make those updates for you. Next, let's discuss how to prepare for completing verification. In order for our office to be able to offer you financial aid, we need you to have an understanding of your tax filing history. This is important both now and as you continue to work in the future. Part of that is tracking your work history, so you should know what jobs, if any, you worked in 2019, and that it is the responsibility of your employer to send you W-2s for those jobs. If you do not have a W-2, you will need to contact the IRS to request a wage and income transcript. So before beginning, pull out any wage statements, W-2s, and tax returns to have ready. While this list is not all types of documents we may request, these are the most common. The verification worksheet will capture the household size, number in college, and how income and tax information will be provided to us. Take a moment here to think about your income and tax status for 2019, and as mentioned earlier, gather any needed documents that might help provide answers on the worksheet. The Financial Aid Office informs students of needed verification documents via email and on the student's PAWS account under the To Do section. The To Do section can be found in the upper right-hand corner of your PAWS homepage. One item that may be requested is the Verification Worksheet form. This form is updated each year to match the academic year and FAFSA year the student is requesting financial aid for. For example, a student planning to attend classes in the fall 2021 to spring 2022 academic year will complete the 2021-22 FAFSA, and if selected for verification, will complete the 2021-22 verification worksheet. When you are ready to submit your verification documents, please return completed documents together as one completed packet to the Financial Aid Office. The verification worksheet contains several pages which we will cover in sections next. Please take a deep breath and then slowly and carefully review the form before filling it in. Take a few seconds to review it now and pause this video if needed to allow yourself a few moments. We will start with looking at the first two pages in the packet. It begins with 2021-22 Dependent Verification Worksheet near the top. This is the first page that appears when the form is downloaded or picked up from our office. The second page begins with Section C, Student and Parent Income Information. Please note for this demonstration, we will just be reviewing a dependent verification worksheet for dependent students and their parental information. Independent students no longer required to provide parental information on the FAFSA will complete the independent verification worksheet version of this form, which only requests household size and income and tax information for the student and their spouse if the student is married. Let's break down each section in this video to provide extra tips and explanations for you. Pages 3 through 6 will provide additional statements and instructions for completing the verification worksheet that may be needed for some individuals. We'll take a few moments to break them down as well. Pages 3 and 4 of the packet are regarding verification of non-filing statuses. As we will discuss in a moment, independent students and their spouses, or dependent students' parents who did not file a tax return must request a verification of non-filing letter from the IRS. Please note, dependent students are not typically required to request a verification of non-filing letter for themselves. Pages 3 and 4 are for individuals who requested this document from the IRS but did not receive a response after waiting 10 days. They may complete this form and turn it in with the verification worksheet explaining how they attempted to contact the IRS to obtain their verification of non-filing letter. Page 3 is for those individuals who had worked in 2019, and page 4 is for those who did not work in 2019. If there was income from work in 2019, W-2s should also be provided. Page 5 lists additional verification worksheet instructions. It provides further guidance and information on how to complete the verification worksheet. Page 6 lists instructions for unusual tax filing situations. Some students and their families might encounter unique circumstances with their tax status for 2019. The list on page 6 doesn't cover all circumstances that can arise, so please contact the financial aid office for help if you have questions. At the top of page 1 is the financial aid office's contact information, including our fax and phone numbers, mailing address, and email address. Documents can be brought to the office, faxed, emailed, or mailed in. We recommend first contacting our offices to learn what hours we will be open to the public before planning a trip to submit documents in person. We also ask that all completed documents are turned in at the same time as one packet. If documents are emailed, please black out or cover up any Social Security numbers on tax documents or other items as an extra step to ensuring personal information security. Below the contact information box, we've included important information, reminders, and disclosures. Next is Section A. Student must include their name and student ID number. This is important to ensure that documents received are associated to the correct student. Next is Section B, Family Information. This section is to verify the number of people in the household that was reported on the FAFSA. For dependent students, the student and their parent or parents must be included. If the parent included on the FAFSA is married, but not married to the student's other biological parent, then step-parent information is required. We have provided additional guidance on which household members should and should not be included in the household size here. Please carefully review this section with your family to ensure that the correct household members are being included. The key to determining which other family members should be included will be determined by individuals the parent provides more than half of the financial support for. Speak with your parents regarding who should and should not be included in the household size. Here's the table for completing Section B. After carefully reviewing the guidance provided, you will be asked to list yourself and your parents' information, as well as any individuals the parent provides more than half of the financial support for, including name, age, and relationship to the student. You will also be asked if any of the household members are currently enrolled in at least half-time status at a college or university, and to provide the name of their college or university. If other members of the household plan to attend a college or university but have not yet finalized their choice, please still indicate the name of at least one of these institutions that they are considering. If you have any questions about which household members should be included or to verify which ones are enrolled at least half-time, please contact our office for assistance. Next, we see page 2, section C. This information captures the student and parent's income and tax filing status for the base year that the FAFSA is referencing. Note that there are two columns, one on each side of the page, lined up with various statements. The left column on the page refers to the student's income and tax filing status in 2019. The right column on the page refers to the parent income and tax filing status for 2019. Please check only one box for the student column and only one box for the parent column that is next to the statement that best reflects the income and tax filing status for the student or parent. These statements are split into two sections. The top section is for those who have filed taxes for 2019, and the bottom section is for those who did not file taxes in 2019. It is okay if taxes were not filed, but you may want to discuss with a tax professional regarding the IRS income requirements to file taxes. We will break this down further in the next few moments. First, let's look at the left-hand column of checkboxes and find the statement that best reflects the student's income and tax filing status for 2019. Even if the student did not file taxes for 2019, they still must report any earnings from work. For students who have filed taxes, please review the statements listed under the upper section, titled 2019 Tax Filers. You will indicate how your income and tax information will be provided to the financial aid office. Please select only one statement that matches how you will provide your tax information. For example, students who imported their 2019 tax information into the FAFSA using the IRS data retrieval tool may select the first box, or students that will be submitting a signed copy of their tax return or IRS tax return transcript may select the second box down. For students who have not filed taxes, please review the statements listed under the lower section titled 2019 Non-Tax Filers. If you indicate you worked in 2019, report those earnings in the table provided and submit copies of any W-2s. If you did not work in 2019, please select the last statement in this section. Generally, dependent students who check this box are not required to provide a verification of non-filing letter. We may request one if there is information reported on the FAFSA that appears to be conflicting. Once you have selected only one box under the column, move on to the parent section. Next, let's look at the right-hand column to find the statement that best reflects the parent's income and tax filing status for 2019. Even if the parent did not file taxes for 2019, they still must report any earnings from work. If the parent did not file taxes, they will also need to request a verification of non-filing letter from the IRS. Let's dig deeper into each section below. For parents who have filed 2019 taxes, please review the statements listed under the upper section titled 2019 Tax Filers. You will indicate how your parent's income and tax information will be provided to the financial aid office. Please select only one statement that matches how your parent will provide that information. For parents who have not filed taxes, please review the statements listed under the lower section titled 2019 Non-Tax Filers. If you indicate your parent worked in 2019, report those earnings in the table provided and submit copies of any W-2s. If your parent did not work in 2019, please review the last statement in this section. Parents who did not file taxes must provide a verification of non-filing letter from the IRS. Review the instructions just below these checkboxes on the page regarding how your parent can request a verification of non-filing letter from the IRS and contact the financial aid office for any assistance if needed. The top of the screen shows the instructions listed just after the checkboxes in Section C for requesting a verification of non-filing letter from the IRS. A 4506T can be obtained by selecting the blue hyperlink or can be found on our website under the section titled Forms. The lower part of the screen shows an example view of the Financial Aid Department's website where you can find all forms needed to complete verification, including the 4506T. Please go to financialaid.uwm.edu and at the top look for the Forms section. Click on that. Select the 2021 to 22 forms. Under either dependent student or independent student sections, you will be able to find the 4506T forms listed. Okay, Section D, the signature section. We're almost there. Carefully review the statement. For dependent students, a parent signature will be needed. As indicated, signatures cannot be typed or stamped. Signatures must be the original physical signatures of the student and parent. We have covered a lot in this video. Please do not hesitate to reach out to the financial aid office for assistance at any point along the way. Call, email, or go to our online scheduling link to schedule an appointment with a financial aid advisor if needed. Thank you for your time and attention to this video and to completing the verification process. We look forward to hearing from you soon.